Could Dexter Morgan outsmart the FBI in real life? Now, I've done videos before like, could Patrick Jane catch these fictional serial killers, or could Dexter Morgan beat these fictional serial killers? But today, I want to flip it. Let's ask a bigger question, because if Dexter Morgan was to be real, not like someone that's inspired by him, not like a lookalike copycat in real life, but if the actual TV version of Dexter were to become a reality, could the real FBI that we have currently in America actually catch him, or could he slip through their fingers the way that he does in the show? Because I actually want to see, is this character actually as smart as he's written? Now remember, Dexter is fiction, and writers who write fiction can obviously bend reality to however they want to keep the character alive, or to, kill off the character, whatever they please. But if we strip away that plot armor and compare what Dexter does in the show to how the real FBI operates, would he actually stand a chance? And that's what we're going to be breaking down today. Now here's how I will structure this video. I'm sure all of you remember in season 2 of Dexter, the FBI comes into Miami Metro to investigate the Bay Harbor butcher case, led by Special Agent Frank Lundy. But instead of that fictional task force, let's imagine that the case was picked up by the FBI that we have today, with modern profiling, tech, and resources. So basically what I'm saying right now, season 2 of Dexter is real life. Red flag number 1, Dexter's social behavior. Now the first big thing the FBI would notice right away is Dexter's behavior during conversation. Now this is something the show hides from us with his inner monologues. When us, the viewer, watch Dexter, we hear his thoughts, and we understand why he pauses and why he doesn't react the way most people would in real life. But in real life, nobody else would hear his inner monologue because, we're not telepathic. So from another person's perspective, Dexter would come off as awkward at best and deeply unsettling at worst. Think about how many times in the show someone makes a joke, shows emotion, or even expresses grief towards Dexter, and he just stares at them in complete silence with zero emotion on his face, not even blinking at times, while simultaneously talking to himself in his head. Now on screen, it doesn't seem too weird because, we're just in his head and the whole entire show is told by Dexter's POV. But if you remove that, Dexter looks like someone who is constantly pretending to be normal but never quite pulling it off. And that's exactly the kind of behavior the FBI's behavioral analysis unit is trained to notice. They look for individuals who struggle to display genuine emotions, mimic reactions they've learned instead of actually feeling them, which is exactly Dexter, and staying oddly calm in situations where most people would be upset, nervous, or empathetic. And Dexter checks every one of those boxes. His facade works on his coworkers for a while, since it's a fictional show and the writers want them to not actually know who Dexter really is. But if this were real life, it would be a completely different story. And that's why Dokes was on him so early, because it seems like he was the only realistic character in the show. And if Dokes could pick up on that by just a gut instinct, imagine a team of FBI profilers. Sure, some fans argue that Dexter's behavior could just be explained by autism, but the difference is that autistic people still feel emotions. They just express them differently. But Dexter doesn't feel them at all. I mean, Dexter even admits this in the pilot episode.
People fake a lot of human interactions, but I feel like I fake them all.
So even before any forensic or any evidence come into play, Dexter's social behavior alone would start to raise red flags, and honestly would kind of make him a suspect. Red flag number 2. Now, you might not think this, but this is Dexter's biggest mistake. On the surface, his job as a blood spatter analyst is the perfect cover, because who would ever suspect that the Bay Harbor butcher works for law enforcement? Well, I mean, in season 2, they found that out. But even when they found that out, I didn't even think it was a blood spatter analyst at all. They didn't even give that a chance. They even found his blood slides. Obviously, they didn't think it was Dexter's, because, Dokes had it in the back of his trunk, but I mean, they didn't even look in Dexter's direction at all. I feel like this would make him a prime suspect, because every time a new body turns up, Dexter is right there in the middle of it. In the real world, this would be seen as a serious conflict of interest. The FBI would ask the obvious question: why is this one analyst so close to cases connected to the Bay Harbor butcher? And wouldn't it make sense that this blood spatter analyst would keep blood slide trophies? I don't know. And they compare that with his awkward behavior right off the rip. Now the show even proves this in season 7 when Maria LaGuerta reopens the Bay Harbor butcher case. She looks back at the old files and notices the killings that stopped right after Dokes died. And she also found the blood slide. That's how she reopened this case. She also connects Dexter's boat to the dump site where the bodies were found. Like, all this came from normal police work without the advanced resources the FBI have. Like, if Maria LaGuerta could get that close with just a hunch, then a full federal task force would have almost no trouble in making the same connections. Because throughout the show, there are so many characters that even publicly say, Dexter is the Bay Harbor butcher, guys. Please believe me. And guess what? Every single person that's working with him is like, nah, it couldn't be him. It's actually James Dokes. I don't know why everybody is always saying, yo, Dexter, you're the Bay Harbor butcher. It doesn't give them a feeling that, wait, maybe they're up to something. Because the one thing Dexter cannot control is other people. Sure, in the show, there's plot armor to where the